Well, hello, friends. How are you? We are back. Take Two Tuesday. It's been 2 weeks since we've done a live here, so I'm a little bit out of sorts trying to figure out how to do all this. It's coming back little by little. It seems like the stream's working, and I've see there are some people out there on Facebook or on YouTube. Let's see if anybody showed up on Facebook yet. We usually have a few less there. I don't see anybody on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, make sure you jump in, and I hope you are there, and I hope all of you are doing awesome, having a good day here. Let's see. Let me fix this real quick. You don't want to hear me twice. So welcome. My name's Ken. I'm here at the Stamps of Life in Southern California. We are a stamp and die company, card making, all of that kind of fun stuff. We have cardstock and paper and ink pads and all the good stuff that goes with it. Well, here on Take Two Tuesday, what we like to do is we go back to the past and we look at some items that perhaps many of you have already. And that is awesome if you have them. So this video will be a reminder for you that you want to get these items out and use them again, because perhaps you have forgotten that you have them. And they're a few years old. These are back from 2020, the ones that we are looking at. So almost 4-year-old items. We have a combination of stamps and dies to look at, a die background set. We'll take a look at those. For some of you who are new to the Stamps of Life, these items will be new to you as well. So they are all available still on the website. There is only one that's a little bit low. I'll mention it when we get to it, but these items all are in stock. So if you want to pick up these items, you are welcome to do so. Let me check to see if this is working, because I am not sure that this little thing is new. Let's see. Let me try something here. Hang on. Oh, oh, it does work. Okay, I have some little additions to put down there in the corner, and I'm not sure if they're going to work because the system says they're not working, but they're showing up. So there's my name. Again, Ken at the Stamps of Life. So we'll go through that. We'll spend around the next hour or so. I think I have a couple things to die cut and show you a lot of card samples, and we will have some in between. We'll have some fun facts, and that will be fun. We'll check out some things maybe we didn't know about, and we might learn a thing here or there, and it's just a chance to chat and have some fun together. And let's see what else. We'll do those, and then at the end we will do our we'll have our good news segment. That will be our Bible passage. We'll do just a little short devotion. If you want to hang out for that, it's always a great time. We are mainly, our main verse is from Exodus chapter 20. We are going through the 10 Commandments. And then if you want to be prepared ahead of time, we'll also look at Acts chapter 5, because the story that comes from Acts chapter 5 kind of relates to our verse, which is you shall not bear false witness, or you shall not lie. That's one of God's commandments for us. So let me fix something here real quick. Okay, that's looking good. So welcome. I see a lot of you. Welcome, welcome. Yes, last week we were on, but it was pre-recorded, so that was kind of weird to do, to know that you guys weren't watching on the end, and I couldn't really interact with you, but I wanted to put something out there to kind of keep our momentum going as best as possible. So if you missed last week, there is a taped version, and it's about an hour, and we do all the same regular fun stuff. It just wasn't live. And then we're back to live again today, so great. So we had a nice little break, Stephanie and I, and it's good to be back in the swing of things. I know, still related on our Bible stuff, did any of you pick out a Bible verse and write it down and start trying to memorize it? I did get mine written down, and I think I'm about halfway there on having it memorized. But to be honest with you, I didn't commit as much as I should have. So I've had this verse around me, but some of the time it was getting lost in the shuffle of papers. But my verse was from Romans 8:38 to 39. For I am persuaded that neither death nor life nor angels nor principalities nor powers nor things present nor things to come, nor height nor depth nor any other created thing shall be able to separate us from the love of God which is in Christ Jesus our Lord. So nothing can separate us from God is what it comes down to, from God's love. And so I wanted to remind myself of that sometimes we get into things in life where we kind of forget that God is really great. And if you love God, and we already know he loves us, there's nothing that's going to separate us. Isn't that good to know? No matter how hard of times we have or how challenging life is, nothing can separate us from God's love. So that is really important to know. So that was my verse. If you had a verse, tell us what your verse is. Add it to the chat. We would love to hear. And if you haven't memorized it yet, that's okay. Here, I'm trying to get my mic going here, my second mic, for when I go off camera. Let's see. No, that's not. Oh, that is powering up. So give me 1 second. This is my backup mic, again, for when we move over to our table. If I can find my little button. It's kind of dark in here, and my eyes don't see as good as they used to. All right, so that's good for later. Whoops. That'll be fine, I think, huh? You see a little green light on me there. Let's see if I can fix that. I can do it a little bit lower. Maybe it won't be in the picture. I think you're just stuck with the green light on me. Okay, so that kind of gives you a rundown of what we're doing. Let's see some info from the... And if you're bad at memorization, I am kind of too. One of the keys for me is if I keep writing it out. I don't know if you ever had things you tried to memorize and you write them, or maybe you put them on flashcards or something like that. That helps. So Angela, that would be my tip, is write if you're not good at memorizing, and just pick something small and short. I'm working on, and I'm not doing very good, I have to say, on playing the piano. And I'm a very slow learner when it comes to musical things. But they tell you on the piano that they have measures, and you usually want to take one measure at a time and learn the notes that are in that. If you try to learn the whole thing, it's just going to be all sloppy and messy. But if you can just learn one little measure at a time, then you add all these measures together, and then you're going to end up with a song at the end. Do I have a song yet? No. But I've got some measures down. So that's something to think about. I think it'd work the same way with memorizing a Bible verse or something that's important to you. Try to make it really small and remember a part of it, and then add on to that, right? So that's my tips for memorizing. Let's see what's going on around here. We have a big week. One thing I wanted to mention to you, if you haven't been on the Stamps of Life website, I just saw this yesterday morning, and I think you're probably going to like this. I know a lot of you like the personalized stamps. Well, Stephanie has added, let's make sure we get that. She has added a bunch of new personalized stamp options for you. So look at all these. Oh, my screen is kind of crazy here. Let me minimize that a little bit if I can. There we go. So you can see there's all these new options that Stephanie has given to you. Looks like, what would they call it, script, cursive type writing, and there are some layouts there. So some new options that are on the Stamps of Life website. If you haven't seen these, if you haven't seen these yet, again, I just saw them yesterday. So there are new personalized stamps available with all these kind of custom ways you can put your name. There's this one over here where you can add a bunch of fun words. You can make that one up yourself. You can add lines. You can do names, first name, last name, a little bit larger fonts, it looks like. So you have all these options. So that is brand new. Excuse me. If you haven't seen that yet, you'll want to check that out. What else? Tomorrow, for the first time, this is something new we're doing, and we might do it occasionally, or we'll see how big the turnout is. We are going to have a club reveal. It will be live tomorrow, Wednesday night, on Facebook and YouTube, just like we're doing right now. You'll be able to find us on the internet. We're going to do, excuse me, I'm sorry. Got a little something in my throat there. We're going to do a live reveal for the Die Hard Club and the Stamp Club for August 1st. And it'll actually be tomorrow, July 31st. So you'll get the first peek at the brand new stamps and dies. If you are in the club, they are going to be in the Die Hard Club or Stamp Club. They're going to be shipped out on Thursday morning. But we want you to join us for that. It will be live. We'll have some fun. I know all the items for the website are also added that night. So I'm sure Stephanie will probably tell you a little bit about the add-ons that will be available if you're a club member, or maybe you'll see the presentation. It'll be time for you to jump in and join the club. I think this would be a great time because this shipment, all the club shipments in August are getting freebies, little extra gifts from Stephanie. Stephanie's birthday is in August, and so we celebrate by giving you little extra gifts. So if you are in the Fold It Club, I know a lot of you are already getting that shipment. It went out last Friday. It had some extra goodies with it. That was the August Fold It. And then the Stamp and Die Hard Club, that ships out on Thursday, will have an extra gift. So you'll want to check that out. And then our card kit later in the month on the 15th will also have an extra gift from Stephanie. So Stephanie's birthday, but you get to celebrate. You get something fun and something extra. So that is good. I saw someone asked about vacation. Vacation was great. I had a good time off, got some rest, but it's nice to be back. And then when I got back, there was a lot of work to do, and it got crazier today. We got this big, huge shipment, like 3 pallets. I got 2 pallets into the warehouse, but there's still 1 out there, and it's starting to get hotter out here. So I was like, I got to get this Take Two Tuesday going, and I'm trying to do stuff on the computer, and then all of a sudden this big delivery arrived. So it's been a crazy Monday and Tuesday, but getting through it just fine. That's how things go around here. Let's see what else. I talked about the reveal, the flash sale tomorrow night. You get the freebie. Let's see, and then we will still have, so you know, even though we'll be live tomorrow, it'll be a little bit shorter episode, but on Thursday we'll be live with our regular crafting corner. So you can look forward to that if you enjoy Stephanie's crafting corner. That will still be just regular as it always is. And oh, I lost one little thing. No, not that. Oh, that one there. So crafting corner will still be on Thursday, just as regularly scheduled. And I told you about the personalized stamps. Oh, and then the last big thing, I've done a couple posts for it. On Saturday, October 12th, you know, we're coming up on our 15th year anniversary for the Stamps of Life being in business. So that is going to be coming up. There's some information about our club, our Folded Club. That one's already available if you want to get the Folded Club. The 15th is going to, or the 12th, Saturday, October 12th, we are going to have a celebration right here at the Stamps of Life warehouse. So if you are in the area, you're going to want to come by. And so save the date. We'll probably be open from like 9 in the morning till around 2 in the afternoon. We are planning on celebrating. Stephanie's going to be here on that one. And there's going to be some brand new stuff. I don't know exactly what it is or how many items there will be, but we're going to have some fun demo time with Stephanie. She's going to be here at the warehouse/office. We will go and have the demo. I am trying to figure out, for some of you who live far away, maybe Canada or East Coast, obviously you probably can't make it out. It'd be a big deal to make a trip out here just to see us for a few hours, but we would love to have you. But if you can't make it, I'm trying to figure out how to make a live stream for that. So that is the plan. So hopefully the items that we will have available here as we celebrate our special 15th anniversary, these items will hopefully be here in the store live and on the website. We're trying to figure all that out. And I think we are going to put together some kind of like swag bag, goodie bags for everybody who shows up. I think there will be a requirement, like if you spend so much money or something, you're going to get one of these bags. Excuse me. But we will make it fun. So make sure you save that date. All right. Saturday, October 12th, right here in Laguna Hills, California. So we're looking forward to that. I'm sorry I've been chatting a lot, but since I've been gone for a week, we have missed a lot, right? So I have a lot to get caught up with you. I think that's everything. So we will get started. I'm so sorry about my coughing, guys. I wish I had a little drink here. Oh, I saw somebody was asking about Stephanie's birthday. That is August 11th. August 11th is Stephanie's birthday coming up. Let's see. I told you all of those. Let's see. Club Oh, that's our club reveal slide. I was telling you about that. Look forward to that tomorrow night. I'll be there on the sidelines running the show, but Stephanie will be the star of that one. So I hope that you can join us for that. We're looking forward to that. And let's get rolling here. Our first, see if I can fix that. Our first items that we will look at are our Love Bugs to Stamp. We have stamps and dies. There is an add-on set for this also that I will show you. And I have, of course, a bunch of great card samples. Let me get all this kind of ready to go. So we'll keep moving along smooth. So this was originally, I didn't write down the year there, but it was originally released in December of 2023. So we are, I'm sorry, that is not true. This one item is from December of 2023. There is a fold-it that matches these. I don't have any card samples for this, and this is only not even a year old. So it'll be some time before we actually get to review this one, because this is just a year old. If you have it, you remember you still have it. But in the future, we will look at this. A Love Bug folded die set. This makes an A2 card. There are samples on the website. I don't have any samples here. And again, it's only 1 year old, this part, so we're not going to worry about this. But the rest of these items, they came out in, let me see where that was, in December of 2020. So we are almost 4 years on these. In December, it'd be 4 years. Here is the main set. If you were in the club, you would have received this collection. And that was the Love Bugs to Stamp. And then you had the coordinating dies if you were in our Die Hard club. So that was that combination. And then we also had the add-on set. These are called More Love Bugs to Stamp. And then the die set that goes with it. This one, I'm backwards here. The More Love Bugs to Stamp dies. So we had these options. This was the club set. Let's go to the website and check these out. Now, I do have some questions for you guys. Now, this is just for fun, okay? We're just trying to have fun here. And I'm not trying to trigger anybody or get upset. But this is just for fun, and we all have things we're a little bit afraid of, right? I'm sure we all do. I know I'm kind of afraid of heights. Like if I get on the edge of something, like say at the edge of a roof, or on kind of a tall ladder, or what else? So those are my height things, like the edge of a cliff. I would be a little bit afraid. If I see a spider, if it's a big hairy spider, I don't know why, he's just a little tiny guy, but I'll be a little bit afraid. And let's see what else. I'm not really afraid, but I don't like being in really, really tiny, small spaces, say like under a bed, or like in a, like crawling under a house or something. At some point I start to feel claustrophobic. At first it doesn't bother me at all, but then I realize how tight things are. They can bother me a little bit. So my question for you, now these love bugs are cute, right? Fun. But are there any bugs that you are afraid of? So if you want to post that in the chat, or if you watch this later, if you want to add it to the comments below, tell us what kind of bug you are afraid of. I remember even being a kid that there were many different bugs that I was afraid of, like wasps or bees, or you'd be digging in the dirt and all of a sudden there'd be some weird bug there. So I remember as a kid. Now I'm older, I'm really not afraid of those things, but some of the things I did mention, I'm still have a little bit of fear. We all have fears of something, right? That's okay. For me, if there's something that really I'm afraid of in life, I need to bring that to God and ask him, hey, God, help me not to be afraid of these things, because God tells us we don't have to be afraid of anything. That being said, we still have our fears and our little things, right? So are there any bugs that you are afraid of is my question for you. And I do have some facts we'll get to, and facts about fears. So again, I'm not trying to get anybody upset. We're just trying to have fun and learn some things, but I don't want anybody to get upset if we talk about the bug or something that bothers you, okay? So don't take it personally. We're just here to have a little bit of fun. All right, let's check these out on the website. Love bugs to stamp. I'm trying to find that. It should be right here. Okay, and I will switch over. All right, there's our collection. Again, from December of 2020. December of 2020. You probably have these, many of you. And this is a reminder for you that you want to get these out and use them. And so here you have our collection. Let me make this a little bit larger so we can see these samples real well. And we'll kind of, how many stamps you get are made in the USA stamps. You get 8 stamps on this collection, 2 nice big love bugs, and then you get some sentiments with it. And of course there's matching dies. We'll go through the samples here. Sending you lots of fun stuff from our design team. That one's on a slimline, and there is a, I believe that's a step-up card, like a center step-up base. That is a stand-up card. That's a fun one. It has the word love behind there, and I know this card base is available on our website, and you can pick it up. There's a nice A2 card, another A2 card with some dotted, looks like rectangles around there. And then back to our regular. And then if you scroll down, there was a video. There's the folded I was telling you about. Again, we're not talking about that one today. And then all the add-ons. Okay, so all of those are on the website. Tons of card samples. But I have a bunch of card samples right here that I will share with you now before we talk about our bug facts. Okay, let me switch over cameras again. There I am. And let's get our little table there. Great. Oh, and I did start to work on getting my die cutting table moved, and I think it's about 75% ready to go. I see I don't have a light on there, so when I move over there, I'll have to make sure that comes on. But I have a little more space to work, so it's a little more comfortable in here. So let's check out these cards. Here we go. Here's a slim line, and very beautiful card. I like that one a lot. Lots of pretty colors, summerish and spring. This is a nice bright one. Happy hello, it says. This is the 5x7. I'll have to move that little base a little bit out of the way. 5x7. And that it has the striped front on the front of the card. This die set, if you buy the 5x7 card base, you can use it with the stripes or without. You have the different options. So that is a 5x7 card. And then here is another cool slimline card. Whoops, let's get our, we're gonna need that back. Our slimline cards are always nice. Looks like we lost somebody over here. Look at those dots. I think one of our guys fell off. Things happen when cards get moved around. There's one, our nice stand-up card. I saw that one on the website I was telling you about. Nice base there. I know we have the words love, smile, hello, I think. I know there are other options too on the website. Here is this looks like a 5x7 box card that you might like. Let me make sure my chat is working okay here. Hope you guys are having fun. I see some of you are telling us about the creepy bugs that you don't like. All right. Again, this is just for fun. Remember, just for fun. There's our 5x7 card, box card. That is a nice one. This one is really cool. There's the love bugs with our flower folded. Go a little bit lower there so you can see more of that one. And we have a couple A2 cards here. I have a lot of card samples for this one. Our design team really loved this collection. And this has a little slider in the middle. This little guy moves across, and this is made with our penny slider. You can see the little penny slider die right there that will allow you to have some movement on your card. That's fun. Here is another center step up. You can see those slim lines for the last because they take up a little bit extra space. Here's a fun with love card, and it's got the dotted heart on there in the center. Let's see, I'm a little crooked there. Let me see if I can't fix that. Sorry about that. That's better. And back to our flower. Fold it. And that's a really nice one. Flower pot fold it, sorry. And then here's an A2. That's kind of got the swish piece on there? Let me see if it says that. Swish card base is what that one's called. And that's an A2 size. That's fun. A couple more slim lines here. There's that one. And I have one last one. Let's see, that's a little bit off there. There we go. And one more for you to share. And I'll move that out of the way, because this is a tall one. There is our, oops, that's still a little bit tall. Hang on. I'll move it back. One more slimline card. So you see lots of card samples that are just great. Everybody seemed to love that one. I'll show you what I did. I stamped a couple of these. We're going to move over to the table, my little workstation over there. So let's do that. Oh, let's go ahead and, before we check that out, let's go ahead and see our facts about bugs. Okay, the top 5 most feared bugs. Now I know you guys were listing some of them. Let's see what we had there. We had spiders, mosquitoes, what do we have? Bees, flying critters, huge water bugs, yeah, mole crickets, yeah, there are some creepy bugs out there. Earwigs. Does anybody not like bed bugs? I bet, right? Well, let's see on our list the top 5 most feared bugs. Now, these are some crazy ones. I didn't see anybody mention. There's one called a murder hornet. Maybe I can show you the pictures of these, because they are some creepy bugs. Our bugs are cute, but there are some scary bugs out there. Let's switch over to that. Murder hornets, yes. They're very mean, it says. Excuse me. They're called murder hornets due to this is kind of crazy. So again, this is just for fun, and we're trying to learn a few things, all right? But murder hornets are called that due to their tendency to rip off the heads of innocent bees and wipe out entire hives in a matter of a few hours. There he is. Woo. He looks kind of scary, right? In Japan, on an average, in a year, 30 to 50 people die from murder hornets. Wow, those guys are tough. China, 41 people in 2013. Whoosh. So you don't want to mess with those guys. Fire ants. I think these guys are spreading across the United States. I know out here in California we have red ants, but I'm not sure we have fire ants. I don't know. Let's see. They have, if it stings, if they sting you. It burns. And there you see the fire ants. Let's see what else. They can cause a lot of pain if you get stung by a whole bunch of these guys. So let's see. These fire ants attack other ants and take over the colonies. They can even take on little rodents and birds. Ooh. So don't mess with these guys. Centipedes, millipedes. How about this one? Ew, yuck. Look at all those legs. If I saw one of these guys, that would kind of creep me out too. It says they bite. Excruciating pain. Okay, so we want to avoid that guy. I don't want to get by. Oh, yuck. Now, these guys are just, cockroaches. Everybody hates cockroaches, right? Even though they don't do anything to us or bother us, or they're just yucky and disgusting. And I read somewhere here it says they're dirty and they can smell. Yuck. Cockroaches. And number 1, spiders. Spiders. We talked about spiders, right? Of course, some spider bites can hurt and make us get sick, and for some people maybe even worse. But I also learned that spiders are not actually insects. They're connected in this section, but spiders are not insects. They're arachnids, I think, or something like that. I have another thing here that'll say, but yeah, spiders are yucky. The more hair and fur on, the worse, right? Okay, and then one other thing, our fears. 10 most common bug phobias. Fear of spiders made it. So, but that's the arachnophobia. And then down here it says, what did it say about the spider? Spiders are not insects. Right here it says they're arachnids, whatever that is. I thought they were insects. But fear of spiders, fear of daddy longlegs, fear of bees and wasps, fears of moths. Maybe you're afraid of moth. Moths don't afraid me, but like if one gets by your hair, you're, what is that? Ants, flies, yuck, cockroaches, crickets, mosquitoes, Bed bugs. That would be a bad one, right? Bed bugs. I'm not afraid of them, but I don't want to have anything to do with those. So some signs that we might be afraid of one of these things, or for me, like my fear a little bit of heights. Let's see what a sign if we have a phobia. Uncontrollable fear when we see the insect. Anxiety becomes worse as the insect gets closer. Ooh, that's like a scary movie, right? Like you're stuck somewhere and the bug's coming after us. Let's see, panic attacks. So again, we're just trying to have fun, okay? I know some of these things for people are not easy, you know, so we're just talking and chatting and about phobias. We all probably have some things we're afraid of, so don't think we're picking on you or any person individually. Again, I have my weaknesses and fears too. There could be sweating, nausea, dry mouth, chest tightness, dizziness, crying, trembling, or muscle weakness. So those are signs of phobias. I hope none of you guys do have phobias, but if you do, those are signs that something is causing you fear. And again, like I said, I have my own too. We all do, right? So we're all in this boat kind of together in life, and we just have to learn how to manage those things, right? The best I have. So again, I'm trying not to hurt anybody's feelings. We're just having fun, right? Okay, do you remember that? So in the comments below, only nice comments today, all right? So make sure, again, if you are watching this later, you jump in there. If you weren't able to add to the live chat, you're going to want to add your comments down below, and we always watch for your comments, and that helps people to find us. And even a chat like this where lots of people are on it and chatting, it helps people to find us. How are you guys doing on Facebook? Katrina, hi there. Karen and Gail, hi. Deborah and Kathy, Serenity, welcome. Nashua, Jane, it's good to see all of you over there. Paula on Facebook, I hope you are all having a wonderful day. Okay, we're going to move to my table over here and take a look. This is the big switch. I haven't done this for a while, so I want to make sure I get all this right. Hang with me, and I will switch over to my new location. Not everything's perfect yet, but it's a work in progress, and it's better than being all crammed on this one desk in front of me. Okay, I'm going to switch mics. Now, it should be working. Yes, I see sound there, and I'm going to switch over to camera 3. Awesome. It's a little bit dark right now, so I'm going to lighten that up. Give me 1 second here. I know one of my lights is not on. I'm going to try to fix that real quick. All right, we'll get some light over here. That helps, right? And get my machine straight. And I need all these fun things that we were using here. So I worked ahead of time, and because these episodes have been going a little bit too long, so I don't want it to go crazy here. I went ahead and I took the stamp. Let me find that stamp. What did I do with that? I got this stamp ready to go. Tiny bit loud. I picked out one of these stamps from the Love Bug set, this one here. I'm going to add a little extra light here as well. It's not quite bright enough. Exposure. Okay, I think that's a little better. All right, brighten things up. So I took this stamp here, and I went ahead and stamped it a couple times. And prior to going on this sheet where I'm going to cut these out, I did practice a couple times on a piece of scrap paper. And the point being is, you see this, it really has a lot of little fine lines in there. And if you don't get ink on all of these, your image is going to be like the first few I did, the stomach area was not always coming out. And I looked at it and I just wasn't getting enough ink on it. So I really worked, and you see there's lots of different edges, and it takes a little bit extra time to get ink on it. So I did do that a few practice times, and it did take a few times. And then I went ahead and I started on the sheet I'm going to use. And you can see this one still is a little bit off. You can see some lines that are a little bit faded in there. And then it kept getting better and better as I worked with the stamp. So some of the time the stamps, perfect the first time you use them. Some of the time you have to work with them a little bit to figure out just how you're going to get the image to show up best on your cardstock. For me, I was using the Secret Weapon here. And when I was, going here, I was giving pressure and I was making sure I was going around all sides, which I usually do. But then I was also making sure that I was hitting the center there where all those little bit finer lines are that are a little more difficult and challenging to make sure they stamp good. So you'll want to do that as well, okay? So let's go ahead and I can show you. This is the add-on set. This is the collection we're using. We'll go ahead and run these through and die cut them. Pull that out. And I just did this one image, so we're going to go around the outside on one. And then I'll try for fun to do one of these inside ones. This will give us more like paper pieces, so I'll do that separate. See how that comes out. So let's go ahead and get this ready to go. I think everything is working there. See I'm on the right camera. Now I'm going to, since I stamped it first, I got to make sure my die is facing down, right? Or nothing's going to cut, so there would be a problem. Now remember, if you're new to die cutting, your blade, which is kind of the ridged area, it goes face down on top of your image. If I do it this way, what's going to happen? It's going to go through the machine and everything, but it's just going to kind of like emboss. It'll like give a little ring around it, but it won't cut it. We want the die to cut this out, so we're going to set that up. So that will cut there. I have some washi tape here. I want to make sure my die stays in place, and I'm going to line that up real good. See, everything is centered up there good. And let's put that washi tape on there. Now, again, if you're also new to die cutting, you have your machine, a platform, one plate, your cardstock with your image, your die, and then another plate. They kind of call this like a sandwich. So your cardstock's got to be right in the middle of those two plates, but your platform has to be down at the bottom. So I can go ahead and run that through. Make sure we have it lined up so it will go through there really smooth. This is much easier. Before I was at these crazy angles and stuff because everything was on the one table over here, and it's nice having this extra space. So this should really help out in the future. And so I will pull that up. Looks like it went through just perfect. I'll take that off. And there is my little love bug on the first run, okay? You can take it and you can color the wings. There's another option. If you use this die, you can also paper piece and add some of the wings or the body if you would like. So let's go ahead and I'll get a different color of something small. I even have a little, Stephanie had a extra like workstation that I'm able to use now. Look at this. Like I'm becoming a pro. I have my own little workstation and I keep that over here with all my stuff, all my supplies. And so say I have some scraps here. I can run this little love bug through. Let's see what happens. That might be too thick. Let's try a color. There we go. Let's try, this will be pretty. No, not enough. Let's see. Oh, we'll just try it with this piece here. You should fit on there. Great. So just enough room for that. This should, I believe, give us kind of like the pieces of the bug. So as we were saying, like you could kind of paper piece them if you want. And I just have just enough space on this extra cardstock here. So I'm going to make sure that I hold this in place really good, because if the die goes off the edge of the cardstock, I'm not going to get all the pieces that I wanted. So here we go. And this is the inside die, okay, that comes with this. And we're just going to run that through there. And I believe I'll have a bunch of little pieces here. Let's see. All right, we'll pop that out of there. Save my washi tape. I think that might be good for another run or two. Oh, okay, there we go. So you can see, there's my die. And we'll take that washi tape off. And it has come out in one large piece. Now you can see the little lines in the folds. Paper pieces, if I want, I could add this to the wings of, if I didn't want to ink or color, I could add these little wings into here, fill it in. Now, obviously we don't want a bug that looks like that, but if you mix and match a few different colors, you can make a really cute little bug just by doing that. So that was interesting. That did come out as a full piece. Let's see, I want to go ahead and do one more quick cut here because I didn't know it was going to work like that. I'm going to add this right on top and see how this comes out when I cut another image that I had stamped previously. And again, I want to really line it up so it comes out nice. So just take a second to do that. Get my washi tape on. Now I kind of thought that it would all come, when I ran this through, that this was going to be a whole bunch of little pieces, which I could get by, kind of snipping and working with it, but it stayed together as one whole piece. So that's kind of fun. So let's see, now we should get a love bug without the shadow like we had on the first time I ran through. Let's try this. Whoops. A little bit squeaky here. And here we go. So now I've got this little guy. So you have the option. You can make him with a shadow around him, or you can have just cutting out the image. So a couple different options there for you when you use the dies from the Stamps of Life. Okay, so that is our Love Bugs to Stamp from December 2020 on our website. A lot of you probably already have this collection. You saw all those great samples, right, that I showed you. Let's see. Great. So, okay, welcome back. We're back. Let's keep moving. We've got a show to do here, right? Let's not give up. That's what a key thing in life is, we don't give up, right? We just keep trying and working at it, and we do the best, and we make the best out of our situations. That's what I think anyhow. So here's our Lattice background die set from November of 2020. And let me go ahead and fix that real quick. I have a lot of fun samples here, so let's take a look at those. You just get 2 dies in this die set. Before we check out the samples I have, we'll look at the website here. And I can switch that over. Here we go. Okay, there's our website, the Lattice background. This is a fun die set, and I bet some of you have it. You might have a collection of these fun backgrounds, and they are really nice and really easy to use. So you get 2 dies in it. This fits on the front of an A2 card, so you'll be able to make your basic A2 card sets with this card for the card front, or you could add it to the back or the inside, whatever you want to do, right? There's lots of different things you could do with this one. There I am. And if you have it, of course, we're reminding you that you want to use it. And if you don't, again, it's on our website. Here you see 2 dies, makes the A2 card. Let's see our samples here. There's the dies you get. You get the outside die, which will cut it out, and then this will actually make the background. There's a Christmas themed. There's our panda. I have some questions for you about pandas. That's what we'll talk about pandas here in a minute. Another Christmas. This was November of 2020 it came out, so about Christmas time. There's one with the Steffi doll, Never Stop Dreaming. Just a note, so you see there's a big variety, a lot of different things you can do with this die set, right? And there's a video, of course, and then back to the beginning. All right, let me show you the card samples I have. I'll save that guy for last since we'll be talking with him. And again, so many different seasons, different ways you can use this. You're really gonna like these. Let me switch over to camera 2. There we go. So just a beautiful hello card, very, very pretty colors. And I think all of these are A2 cards. What does that one say? A happy heart makes the face cheerful, from Proverbs. Here's that just a note card with some vines. I think the vines are from one of our A2 card bases. Here's another sample. And then with Steffi doll. And you know, Christmas is not that far away. So if you're thinking about Christmas cards ahead of time, I have some good samples here for you. They're coming up. There's with our flowers. I can't remember which flower set that is. Flowers that wow. I don't know. I'm not sure on that. Oh, maybe it says on the back. Lattice background, wood grain to stamp, flower stamps and dies, but it's got a question mark. So I don't know on that one. And here's a little bit more winter-ish Christmas type thing. You are so pine. I guess that's not really Christmas, but whenever I see a pine cone, it makes me think of Christmas. And here is definitely Christmas style. We got a Merry Christmas and a Christmas tree. What is it? Almost August 1st. So we're just like 4.5 months, right, away from Christmas. Gotta start thinking about that. And this one's really nice. It's got some script up there. Our Merry Christmas dies with the pine cones. That's a great card. I like that one. And then our last one, the one we'll talk about for a minute here, is our panda. I'm wild about you. So, bears. I have some info about bears. That's what we're going to talk about here for a minute. And panda bears. Again, we're trying to learn here a little bit and have a little bit of fun at the same time. So, bears are probably something we could be afraid of, but we're not talking about being afraid of bears here. Let's see the info I can find out about. Well, my first question is, do you have a favorite kind of bear? That was what I was going to ask you first. And guess what? Number one thing to know is koalas are not bears. So here's something I learned there. Some other type of mammal, but they're not bears. So you can't guess koala bear. All right, koala bear cannot be your guess. Let me find again here on Facebook. So what kind of bear? The options on bears are, of course, a polar bear, a brown bear, a red bear. There's an Asian bear, a sloth bear, which I had never even heard of such a thing, or the Asian bear. I really had not either. What other options? There's only like 6 main type of bears. What? Let me see. I think I have it on my notes here. I said panda, black bear, polar, brown. There's a sun bear, an Asia, an Andean bear, and then the sloth bear. But again, don't guess koala, because koala bears are not. They're not. I thought they were bears, but they're not. So koala does not qualify. So if you are answering in our chat, tell us your favorite bears from the options I just gave you. I'm gonna guess most people will guess like panda or black bear or polar. Some information about the, no, we don't want that one, about pandas. 10 interesting facts about pandas. Pandas eat, 99% of the food they eat is bamboo. Lots and lots of bamboo. If they run out of bamboo, they might eat pumpkin or kidney beans. They're mostly herbivores, but they can eat like small animals or eggs or fish, it says here too, but only if they run out of bamboo. They spend about 12 hours eating each day. Woof. And the panda bears, they could weigh about 250 pounds, and they eat 17% of their body weight a day. So if the panda is 200 pounds, he would be eating like maybe 40 to 45 pounds of food a day. So that would be like me. I'm about 170 pounds. I would have to eat, gotta do my math, about 25 pounds of food a day. Yuck. So they are just burning through the food, and then they do a lot of other stuff since they eat so much food, right? They average, their weights are about 200 to 250 pounds. They get really big. They have not just 5 fingers, they have like 6, but they don't really call them fingers. It's like something coming out of their wrist or something like that. So 6 fingers, but they're not really fingers. They don't call them all, but they have 6 something coming out of their hands, and they can use them to climb around. They're national treasures in China. The Chinese government will lend them out for 10-year loans. And then I guess they go back. They used to be close to being extinct, but there are about 1,800 in the wild right now. The biggest problem is just having areas for them to live in. And I think they live in the southern part of China. So there's some interesting facts. Oh, giant pandas do not hibernate. So if you like a bear that hibernates, which I think all of the other ones do, I think giant pandas do not hibernate. I don't know how they can eat and I don't know. It seems like boring. It seems like they would sleep more, right? And their eyes, let's see, what else? That's about it. But that's good news. Pandas are cool. You saw our panda card. I'm going to show you how to make this lattice background. I think when I was a kid, we might have encountered some bears at a campsite, but I don't remember personally see it, but I think they might have gone through our campsite and tossed some stuff around. I know one of our pastors went camping. He told us a story that there was a bear that was just like terrorizing the campsite the whole time they were there, and everybody stayed, but he would just come around every night and just go all through the camp. So it's kind of scary to think your tent's right here and just on the other side there could be a bear, a wild bear. Wow. But everybody survived and made it back home. So let's see how we can make this. I worked ahead of time on this. I cut an A2 card base, and then I did the lattice. I cut that first. But the problem with this one is you need to have adhesive sheets, okay? This is very important that you have the adhesive sheets. Let me show you those on our website real quick, because otherwise you're going to have to try to get adhesive on here, right? And that's not going to be easy to do. Oh, I'm already hitting my goal of being done at 11. I'm not going to make that, so hang in there. We'll keep things rolling here. We had that little thing that costs us a bit of time. But anyhow, on our website, we have these adhesive sheets. Let me show you what those look like. Stamps of Life adhesive sheets. You will use these so often, and you could use it with little dies, your little critters. Maybe if you're cutting out those love bugs, you could use these adhesive sheets. It just saves you from having to try to go back and roll on adhesive on this, which is be very difficult and messy. So if you haven't tried these, you really might want to give it a try. I highly recommend these. I'll show you how I use it over here real quick. So reminder, this practice one that I did, it does not have adhesive on it, so it's not going to stick on my card, right? It's just not going to stay. Of course, I can add adhesive to it. It's just going to get a little messy. It's not going to look as nice and clean as this, but we'll show you how you can do it with the adhesive sheets. Let's move over to our workstation, all right? All right, I think you can hear me. Great. We got our sound going again. And I'm going to move over to that table. If you're on Facebook, I hope you were able to find me again. I had to restart things over there on YouTube. We just kind of had a little pause, but everything keeps going, so that's good. So we're continuing on. We're looking at our lattice dies. And so here's that fun panda card that I really like. You could color and get a nice background going there. I'm just going to show you how to use the adhesive sheet along with some cardstock. So there's our adhesive sheets. I'm going to get one of those out. There's that. And I reorganized everything here. And I have a lot, my cardstock's all nice and organized, which is great. Cleaned up. And let's see. Oh, there we have a nice, nope, that won't work. Let's try this one. All right. Oh, that's not going to work either. I keep grabbing old scraps. Let's start with a fresh sheet. We're getting back to my strawberry cranberry cardstock. I'm just going to take this adhesive sheet. So by doing this, I will not have to add adhesive later. It says peel here, if I can do that or not. Give me 1 second. I'm not finding that line, so what's going on there? Oh, I see. I was peeling on the wrong line. My fault. All right, that was easy. Then we're just going to add that, say, right here on the corner, so I kind of have an idea where I want my die to be. So I'm going to add that on there. And then I just need to place my die on top of that. We have our die. We're going to have to get the pattern that you see right here, we have to use, this is the lattice, but in order for this pattern to get cut out, we have to have the die that goes around it. Okay, die is again face down. And let's run it through our machine. And we will be going straight through there. And on these, I do like to I want them to kind of line up. So I want to, again, we're back to using washi tape to hold our dies in place, just so our cut looks, our die cut ends up being the best it possibly can be. Oh, there's one more there. And if we spend just a little bit extra time doing this now, it pays off later. You'll be happier with the results of your die cutting if you just do spend a little bit extra time. Now I want to center that, just this one's off just a little bit, so I'm going to rotate that just a tad. This is one of the things that kind of drives me nuts because I want all the edges to be exactly alike, but it's just about impossible to do that. But we can get it pretty close with the washi tape. All right, I'm happy with that. Let's run that through. Here we go. Got my dies face down. Whoop. Let's see if I messed that up, guys. I might have been too far on the edge, so we got to move that a little bit. My cardstock was not all the way on the cutting pads, and my result at the end would not be so great. Okay, run that through. And this is the Lattice Background die set from November of 2020. And that should be cut out. Whoops, I kind of goofed up there. I did not line it up totally on my sheet. So I am only going to get half of the adhesive on here that I wanted. Bummer. But we will continue on. So then you're just going to flick out all those pieces there, right? We'll get all those extras out. That would take you a minute or two to get all those pieces out. They just kind of flick out real easy. You have a tool that you could run over here that would speed things up. Now I should have a whole sheet of adhesive if I had done this right, but I failed on that. I'm just going to pull this off. Now normally this would be covering all of it, right? I would pull this off, and let me get that card base that I had cut earlier. It will still work, just not perfectly like it should have. And that again was just an error on my part because I didn't put the die over where the adhesive sheet was. My fault. Those things happen, you know, but just to show you how you could use this, we can still continue on. So this has adhesive on it now because I used that adhesive sheet. I take it and line it up on there. All good to go. Now, if I would have done it right, this side would be sticky too, but you can see this side is on really nice. And my card is off to go. I would get all these little extra pieces out, and you have a fun background where your card can end up looking really nice like this. So super easy. This adhesive sheet makes it so much easier to work with. Now, I don't have to take this and try to run it all over all these lines and get it to hold down. That adhesive sheet made it really super easy for me, right? So I highly recommend those when you have these background dies, when you have dies that are a little more intricate. You'll want to get the adhesive sheet. Those are on the website. This is the Lattice Background die. All good. All right, great. Let's continue on. We're going to finish up things here. I'm going to switch over my cameras and my mic. If you have your Bible, you want to get that ready with you. And let's go ahead. Okay, I think I've got my sound, and then I just got to switch cameras here. Great. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's the Lattice Background die set. Remember, again, we have a big week here at the Stamps of Life, so I hope you will be joining us for some of our events this week. Tomorrow, the reveal, and then on Thursday, Crafting Corner. But now, let's get our Bible. I have my Bible, and this is where I have to break out my glasses. My Bible, I bought a little bit larger print Bible, but it is still, sometimes I still have a hard time reading it, so eventually I might have to do something with my eyes. which is not, I was hoping never to have to do that, but I might have to. So here we are, Exodus 20. If you have your Bible, our main verse, I will bring that up for us real quick. I think I can find it. Now I can't see far away. Oh, that's why I don't want to get glasses, because I don't need them that much for reading, but occasionally I do. All right, let's get our Bible verse. If you don't have a Bible with you, that will show you. So that is our verse right now. From Exodus 20, it says, "You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor." And to bear false witness, God's telling us not to lie, right? Now, we've been through these commandments. And again, the idea is that as God has given us these commandments, God wants what is best for us, right? And so he lays out these rules. The 10 Commandments, there's other laws and rules that were found in the Bible, but these 10 are these basic, strong, foundational things. And God gives us these commandments for our benefit. He knows what's good for us, right? We talked about that. Well, lying, sometime we've all lied, right? To be honest, we all do. And it's something, though, we don't want to become just, how when you just keep doing something over and over and then it just becomes natural to you and you don't realize it's not good. And so when we tell one lie, some of the time that lie can turn into another lie, and eventually it can make us live a life where we're not really being authentically who we're supposed to be, who God wants us to be. Like we lose our integrity, right? So lying, it just kind of builds up. And so God says we shouldn't lie. And there's lots of warnings and lots of stories in the Bible about where people have lied and it became a problem. And so again, here in Exodus 20, our verse is, "You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor." So we should not talk about people in a way that's not truthful. And at the same time, we want to be truthful, but we don't always want to say things that are going to be hurtful to other people, right? So there's, we don't want to lie about other people, but we don't want to be talking about people so much. I guess that would kind of be gossip when it's not a positive thing to say about somebody. So we want to have that balance, but we don't want to definitely lie about people. And again, it reflects on our character. And so I want to, if you have your Bibles, if you could go to Acts chapter 5, where this is the early part of the church had been coming together. And there's this story in Acts chapter 5. The church had just started and they were meeting. The church was poor. This is the church in Jerusalem. They didn't have very much money. And they had developed a plan where they were going to kind of all come together and they would share things, and that way needs were being met. So what they were doing, some of them had property or material things, and they were selling them, and they were bringing the money in and kind of putting it together, and that's kind of what they were living off of. Well, there's this one couple in Acts chapter 5. Their names are Ananias and Sapphira. And so here's the real key about lying, all right? We'll figure this out from this story. So it says, "But a certain man named Ananias with Sapphira his wife sold a possession." So they sold their land and they made some money, which is all fine, good. But it says he kept back part of the proceeds, his wife also being aware of it, and brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet. So they bring their contribution, some money, to the church, basically. But Peter said, "Ananias, why has Satan filled your heart to lie to the Holy Spirit and keep back part of the price of the land for yourself? While it remained, was it not your own? And after it was sold, was it not in your own control? Why have you conceived this thing in your heart? You have not lied to men, but to God." So I'm just going to make up some numbers. He said he sold it for $1,000, and maybe he really sold it for $2,000. He kept $1,000 for himself. There would be no problem with that. But probably when Ananias came in, he acted like he was giving when he gave the $1,000, just again making up numbers, when he gave the $1,000, he was like, oh, we gave everything we had, this is all we have, and we're giving it, we're contributing. And so it made him, you know, sound like special, like he was all in, but he lied about it. He kept something back for himself. Again, that was fine for him to do, but the problem was that he misrepresented what he was giving to God and his contribution to the church. So this is serious. It says, then Ananias, hearing these words, fell down and breathed his last. So great fear came upon all those who heard these things. And the young men arose, wrapped him up, carried him out, and buried him. So wow, these are serious consequences. Now, thankfully for us, when we don't tell a lie, we usually don't fall over and die. But this was serious business. God was at this time working to keep the church pure. So that is why there were some severe measures being taken here, right? And then about 3 hours later, when his wife came in, not knowing what had happened, and Peter answered to her, saying, tell me whether you sold the land for so much. She said, yep, for so much. Peter said to her, how is it that you have agreed together to test the Spirit of the Lord? Look, the feet of those who have buried your husband are at the door, and they will carry you out. And then immediately she fell down at his feet and breathed her last. The young men came in, found her dead, and carrying her out, buried her by her husband. So this is an understatement. Verse 11, so great fear came upon all the church and upon all those who heard these things. Wow. That would have been a scary time, right? This was serious business. And when we get into that habit of lying or not telling the truth, it is a serious thing. And if you were to look in Revelation at the very end, there are a few groups of people who are listed that are not getting into heaven. And one of these groups is the kind of people that we were talking about right here. So in chapter 22, verse 15, a few groups of people are listed. It says, but outside of heaven, people who are not allowed in, it says, one of these groups of people, verse 15, and whoever loves and practices a lie. So it's serious, right? Lying can keep us even out of heaven. Now we're back to, we're not keeping these commandments, right? We can't keep them all ourselves. God will forgive us. It's our responsibility when we fail, if we tell a lie, that we have to come to God and ask for forgiveness, right? That is the key to get our sins forgiven. But these people, it says they love their lies and they continue to practice them. And so when we have a sin in our life, and this one talking about lying or not telling the truth, is something that we don't want to develop and allow to become just a part of our life where it becomes natural to us. And it's what we do all the time. If we continue on in sin and disobeying God, there's something wrong with our relationship with God. So that is a quick look at that topic. Again, one of the 10 commandments, don't lie, tell the truth. Also says that Jesus said that Satan is the father of lies. And there were people that lied about Jesus, making up stories about him when they went to put him to death. So we can see overall that, you know, lying is a very bad and harmful thing and something we want to avoid. We never like it, right, when somebody lies about us or when somebody doesn't tell us the truth. So we want to do the best we can to be people who are honest and truthful. Yeah, it will be to our benefit, right? That's what God wants, the best for us. So the best for us is to not lie, to be honest, trustworthy people. So, you know, we all have our moments when we might be challenged with that. Well, can I just tell this half truth, or can I just avoid giving out that information? You really got to do what's right in your heart, and I really have to go to God about some of these issues when there's kind of some situations in life that are in between. We want to seek God on those things and know what we should do. But I know from here that we're told not to lie. And this is a commandment that Jesus did repeat also in one of the Gospels. So we want to make sure that we're in line with God, right? Okay. Let's make sure we do that. I will switch back over to me. I didn't know I was off for so long, but we had that nice verse up there. Whoops. Oh, I thought I was on, but I was not. Hang on one second. So close. We're wrapping up here. Where am I? I'm lost. There I am, back. Sorry about that Bible time. I just left that verse up the whole time. But know that we covered Exodus chapter 20 about lying, and then we read that section from Acts 5, and then in Revelations 22, the one verse kind of summed it all up. But you get the gist of it. You didn't need to see my face as we were talking. And I hope that you got all the... I didn't get to show you my glasses and all that fun stuff there, but I was reading from my Bible, and I hope you have time to read yours. And if you want to keep practice on reading getting your Bible verse memorized, let's keep doing that. We can continue. If we get one verse down, then we can get another verse too. So it's good to keep memorizing. Let's see, anything else I missed on the chat? Great. Let's see. Okay, we are all good. We are going to wrap it up. Again, join us tomorrow night for our live reveal. Don't forget about that. And then Thursday, Crafting Corner. Big club shipment coming up. If you haven't jumped into the club, you want to do that, right? Make sure you do that. If you're not a diehard club or stamp club member, we have the extra gifts coming out. So great time to sign up. Okay, I'm going to wrap up things here. It's starting to get warm here, and I've got pallets of stuff to put away out in the back. But it was great hanging out with you guys today. I hope you had a good time, and I will see you either tomorrow night, Thursday night, or I'll be back next week for Take Two Tuesday. And God bless all of you. It's great being here. It's fun to be back again live. All right, live is where it's at. So let me get my switch here ready to go. Oh, we're gonna put that there. And we're going to move one more thing, and then I will be out of here. Have a great rest of the day. Whatever you are up to, I hope you're having fun and that you feel blessed too, right? That's super important. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.